Okay, I've got a riddle for you. What does an audio cassette and a ballpoint pen have to do with each other? The answer to that riddle is coming up in just one moment. Today's technology will be antiquated tomorrow. Yesterday's technology, which was top of the line, is antiquated today. So what do we do with that? There are some things that we have that we would love to get transferred over so we can continue to use it. One of those is the audio cassette. Audio cassettes, it's hard to find an audio cassette player. I went looking for one to find one. The only one I could find was this one, is an audio cassette player. And so today I'm going to show you how to get this over from audio cassette to the computer so you can have it as a digital file. Here's some of the equipment that we're going to need. We need something to play that piece of antiquated technology on. So it's a cassette tape and it's a cassette player that we're going to need. So I'm just going to throw this inside and get that ready to go. The next thing that I need is I need something to get it from here, now that this can play it, and I need to get it into my computer. That's my computer. So I need to use an aux cable, an AUX, an auxiliary cable, an aux cable. And we're going to plug this in into the headphone jack. Make sure I got the right jack. Yeah, the headphone jack. And then we're going to plug this into my computer. Now my computer does not have an import for a, like a microphone. And it only has a headphone jack. So I need to use something different. This right here, little piece of technology. This is, let me zoom up on it. It's got USB-C on one side, which will plug into my computer. And then the other side, it has where I can plug in a headphone jack, a microphone, or a microphone-headphone combination. So what we're going to do, we got that one side plugged into the headphone jack on the cassette player, and then we're going to plug this into the microphone. Now we're going to plug this USB-C into the computer. We need to get some software that's going to allow us to record it. So one of the programs that we can use is called Audacity. Audacity, you can go to audacityteam.org. Now when you come here, it'll show you that you can download it. It's free, it's open source, which means volunteers are working on it. People who enjoy creating things like this, they're working on it. So we've got Windows, Mac, and Linux. And we hit download Audacity. Now there's a small problem. There's Windows 10, then there's Mac, so the Mac OS 10.7 and 10.15 or 10.15. Those are what it's for. I have a newer OS besides 10.15, and so I need to use a different program. Now, thank goodness, on the Mac, there is a different program that comes built into it, and it's called Quicktime. Let's take a look at Quicktime real quick. Okay, we can do an audio recording. Let me just show you how to get to that. You're going to go File, New Audio Recording, or you can hit Command-Shift-N, and that will create a new audio recording. And then you need to tell it where it's going to come from. And we're going to tell it we want it from the USB audio device. Not from the internal microphone and not from the webcam, but the USB audio device. Okay, with that selected, we can now hit play on the cassette player and record on this, and it'll record it. But I'm going to show you another piece of antiquated technology that I really want to record. Let me show you what that one is. So this is the piece of technology we're going to be using. Let me plug it in. I'm going to plug in that side, and then we're going to plug this into the headphone jack. But if you notice, the headphone jack is a different size. So we need to use the 1/8 to 1/4 jack. And then we're going to plug that into there. Now, you might be wondering, what kind of technology is this? Well, let me show you. I think you'll recognize it, or you might recognize it. I'm going to take the top off. It is a reel-to-reel. So I found a little something. Here is a reel. This is a reel-to-reel player. I'm going to get this set up. Let me get a little lead going. I'm going to get this set up. And then we're going to play a little bit of this. Okay, now that's on there, let's get this powered up. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hit record, get it recording, and then I'm going to hit play on this. we'll let that record out there. Now if you notice, it's not making any sound. I can't hear it. You can't hear it as you record it because you're going through the headphones directly into the computer. So what you're going to have to do is watch and see the audio levels as it jumps up and down. You'll know that it's done when that is finished. Okay, when you're finished, you're just going to switch it off. I'm going to rewind it. And when it gets done rewinding, you'll see it kind of flap around. This is what we did before we had cassettes. We had to load it like that. If you look really carefully, you can see that the tape inside is connected and it comes around and is connected to that. Whereas the other one you had to connect yourself, this one is always connected. So it brings us back to our question. What does this and this have to do with each other? Well, this, if you look really closely, has the tape going through it. This fits through there just perfectly. So you can take it and you can wind it. And if you ever had one of these in your car and you didn't put it back into the cassette tape case, which had these little tabs on it, which would prevent those reels from turning when you closed it, you'd end up with a jumbled mess inside of there. And so you'd have to find a ballpoint pen or a pencil or something and shove it inside of there and twist it until you got things tightened back up. Now, let's listen to what we just recorded.
Corbett and I would like to sing Have I Told You Lately That I Love You, accompanied by Mary Lou on the piano.
So that's my grandpa and my grandma and my aunt who's playing the piano.
Have I told you lately that I love you? Could I tell you once again somehow? Have I told with all my heart and soul that I adore you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. This heart would break in two if you refuse me. I'm no good without you anyhow. You lately that I love you. Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Have I told you lately how I miss you? When the stars are shining in the sky. Have I told you why the nights are long when you're not with me? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. This heart would break in two